Now, it's The Law Show on CL 650. A comprehensive look at everything you need to know about the law.
Okay, so when someone comes to see you, what do they need to bring?
Everything.
Yeah. Usually what I like is lists of their assets. So the house.
Just general idea or specific?
Because no one's going to know the exact dollar figures. We can find that out. But if you have a pension, tell me you're in a pension. Now, Sarah and I, we're experienced enough that we know that if someone is in a union, they're probably going to have a pension. Mm-hmm. But, it's always nice to have that formalized by them. What are their RSPs, TFSAs? What are their debts, credit card debts? How many credit cards do they have?
Car payments.
Exactly.
Credit card payments.
Is it leased or is it owned on the vehicle? Because if it's a leased vehicle, there's no asset. Mm-hmm. But if it's owned, and what are the payments? What's the equity? And so we don't want to know all that stuff.
And how many surprises are there when it comes to spouses? One's running their own finances, the other's running their own finances, and they find out that, wait a second, my wife or my husband had $50,000 in credit card debt, and I had no idea.
Definitely seen that happen. Or I've had quite a few cases where one spouse knew the other person had a pension but didn't know much about it. Turns out to be a hugely valuable pension, or not even knowing about a pension because it was from a job that they did a number of years ago and things like that. So there's, there are cases where there's quite a few surprises, and then there's others where, everything's on the table and you're aware of it. It
is shocking that in 2017, there's still that many spouses who don't know what their other spouse has. When I just look back at my parents, my dad was the one who worked and my mom stayed home, but they pretty well knew what they all had. My wife doesn't know the dollar value of what I have, but she has a pretty good idea of what we own together. But there's people who come in and have no idea if there's a pension, if there's RSPs, or
they might not even know what their mortgage is at.
Mm-hmm. So if you have, we'll go down Sarah's example. So I worked for 15 years for the city of Richmond, and I have a pension with them. And then I got married, but then I went to work for the city of Coquitlam, and I worked for them, and they know that you have a pension from the city of Coquitlam. So does that pension that you earned before you were married, is that included in the settlement, or can that be exempt?
No, it's not included. All you divide on a pension is the what you accrued while you were together.
Right.
But what would happen in that is it's likely the same pension. So it would be together and it would go to your overall years of service, and that works in the percentage the spouse is entitled to get. If you worked 35 years in total and you were together 19, she's entitled to one half of the 19 over 35.
Oh, okay. So it's just number of years pumped together, how much went into the pension during those years.
Yeah.
And then divide it that way.
Now, the one thing in that situation, what's interesting, if it's the same pension, the actual divided amount is the pension portion that you receive, or your pension when you retire. And it's usually based on an average of your best 5 years. So to some extent, it does factor in at the end of the day.
So the best 5 years are when you were together.
Well, usually it's the last 5 years you worked. So if you were together, yeah. Mm-hmm.